Hi, Karl.
Hi.
Hi, hello. Welcome. So
Yeah,
I
thank you.
leave it to you.
Great. Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you.
me. Great. I'm Karl, as you just heard, and I'm from Motatos or Matsmart, and I will try to tell you a bit about it. Yeah, so hi again. Exactly. So I'm from the company called Motatos or Matsmart. So we're a company that is fighting food waste. And the story about the company did not start from any, let's say, a Google search or anything like that. It actually started in the back end of a normal supermarket store. We're three founders. It's me, it's my friends Ulf and Eric. And Eric had a supermarket store where he, daily at first hand saw food waste, food going to waste, and getting quite frustrated about that. And when bread has 3 days of its best before date, someone comes into the store and just carries out in the other end and just throws everything away, and that got him really frustrated. And at the same time, he had a supplier knocking on his door, and he had a Christmas soda. Perfect timing on this one. It was a Christmas soda, and this was in the beginning of spring. And he asked Eric if he could help out to sell some of this Christmas soda. And Eric said, yeah, experience this food waste problem. He said, absolutely, I will help you out. I can only pay you a third of what you're asking, but I will buy everything you have. So they tried that out in the store, and the customers really took on to it. So they liked the fact that Eric was trying to do something good, and they also liked having something to talk about and realize that this was a big problem. So Eric said that to himself, okay, let's say I could probably help out others. So he started to reaching out to other suppliers, and a few months down the line, he realized that he has a really exciting assortment and a store full of these different offerings. However, let's say 6 months down that line, he realized that this is not really working in an offline supermarket store. It's a great idea, but the arena is really wrong, because he didn't reach the spillover to his normal assortment he was looking for. So he said to himself, all right, let's see if I can make this elsewhere. So he gave me a call, and me, Ulf, and Eric sat down, and we looked at the idea. And there were three things that became really clear to us. The first thing was, of course, that this food waste was obviously a global problem. The second thing we saw was also everyone likes a good deal. No wonder there was a lot of people going into Eric's store. And the last thing was, of course, that food online was about to happen. So realizing these three, we set off sailing. And today we're live in 4 different markets. It's Sweden, Finland, Denmark, and Germany. And we are today supporting all of the bigger, we're taking on all FMC surplus inventory, and we're only selling dry goods. And we're doing that across countries. So we are doing that delivering to full length of all countries we're in. See, be conscious of time. And so the way we look at this is, of course, that we use this model to understand where we are at, and we're trying to prevent, and that is something I could tell you a bit about later on in the future. But right now we're trying to redistribute the food that would otherwise gone to waste. So we are in the SDGs and aiming for number 12 in particular. And what are we then selling? This is a good example, I think. So this is a spice mix. And on the jar itself, it says that it's a salad spice, but on the lid, it says that this is white pepper. And this is obviously something you can't sell in your normal supermarket store, but our site is a perfect arena for let's say, a factory mistake like this one. One other thing, and one other normal thing that we would sell on our site would be these things, when they're doing some package changes or anything like. So when Coca-Cola were changing their labels from going from fat can to slim can, our site was a perfect market for operation like that. So today we are supporting every one of the bigger producers and brand owners across world, and we're supporting them to find places instead of them throwing things away, I'd say. And we're using to actually make this happen. We're using the normal shipping, the normal shipping services. So DHL and similar. We have one automated warehouse for the Nordic markets, and right now we have a 3PL providing us for the German market. And our consumers or our customers are very much, your everyday customer, but they are very aware, let's say. So either they are very aware of what's going on in the world and would like to change where the consumption is going right now and us not throwing so much food away, or they're very aware about price sensitivity and so on. And the mix of all of that is where the customer meets on our site. So we've been live now since 2014, and we've been growing quite rapidly ever since. And we are just about to run roughly around 100 million euros. And we are aiming to, we are in this for the big game, of course, and we believe very much that this is not a local problem and it's not a global for the European markets. This is absolutely a problem for the full global market. Food waste is one of our time's biggest issues. And if we don't attack that problem, we will never find a way on how to solve the climate issues. And so us selling things that otherwise would have gone to waste is one part of that solution. All right. What happened now? Let's see. Right, so that is us in a heartbeat. We are now, as I said previously, we are live in 4 markets, and we are aiming to accelerate that expansion. And Europe is, of course, the first step. We're also looking to future markets.